Hey Cowboys Nation, welcome back to Cowboys Wire News, where we break down every snap, injury, and matchup as if we were right there on the field. This week is shaping up to be another intense show. And there's a lot to unpack, starting with the Chiefs' offensive line situation. Trey Smith, who is one of the Chiefs' best players in the trenches, has suffered both high and low ankle sprains, which sounds brutal and is going to sideline him for some time. This is a big loss for Kansas City, especially when they are set to face the Cowboys, because Smith has been a cornerstone for their interior line. The Chiefs now have to shuffle things around, and it looks like Jalen Moore will probably step into that role. The Cowboys' defensive front has been dominant recently, and missing a player like Smith only makes the matchup more favorable for a defensive line that is hungry to disrupt the quarterback and control the line of scrimmage. On the Cowboy side, we have our own injury concern with Tyler Gayton, who is dealing with a high ankle sprain. This injury was first reported recently, and while the timeline is still uncertain, we can safely assume he will miss at least the next game against the Chiefs. There's also a chance he could be out beyond that. Depending on how quickly he recovers, Gayton had been improving steadily over the season, showing flashes of some of his best football. So it's unfortunate that this setback comes at a critical point. The bright side, though, is that Nathan Thomas has stepped up in limited action and has shown that he can hold his own at tackle. He's more comfortable on the left side, and given the circumstances, he seems poised to start. While he may not be a star, Thomas provides a level of stability that the Cowboys can rely on in this short week, and his performance will be pivotal in maintaining consistency along the offensive line. Meanwhile, the wide receiver situation is another area to monitor. KaVontae Turpin has been inconsistent, flashing big plays but also making critical mistakes, including fumbles and drops that have put the team in tough spots. One highlight was a long catch of 48 yards, but it's hard to overlook the turnovers and lapses in judgment. Ryan Fennoy has been gaining attention as a potential replacement in certain packages, offering more consistent playmaking ability. The coaching staff will have to decide how to balance Turpin's explosiveness with Fennoy's reliability, and that choice could impact the team's overall offensive rhythm. Turning back to the defensive side, linebacker play has been a mix of highs and lows. Kenneth Murray, Demarion Overshawn, Logan Wilson, and Maurice Lifu have all rotated through, each bringing different strengths to the table. Murray's highlight plays, like a fumble recovery, have shown his potential impact. Though his tackling and coverage consistency remain in question, Wilson has been more solid overall, particularly in run defense and tackling, which raises questions about whether he should see more snaps over Murray. Overshawn has yet to fully emerge as a difference maker, while Lifu has had flashes of brilliance but has also made mistakes in key moments. The rotation of these players is critical, and the coaching staff's decisions on who to feature in nickel packages and critical downs could shape the defense's effectiveness moving forward. Special teams have been another area of mixed results. Players like Shamar James have contributed as core special teamers, but there have been moments of overzealous play that cost the team. Kickoff coverage, punt handling, and other situational plays have generally been solid but require constant attention, especially in close games where a single mistake can shift momentum. The Cowboys have also struggled with penalties in recent matchups. Tyler Gayton, Tyler Booker, and KaVontae Turpin have all drawn flags, with some calls impacting field position and game flow. These penalties, combined with missed assignments and turnovers, illustrate that discipline remains a key area for improvement. While the talent on this team is evident, minimizing mental errors is crucial if the Cowboys want to maintain their edge in high-pressure matchups. Tight end play has been a bright spot, with Jake Ferguson showing versatility as both a blocker and a receiver. Ferguson's ability to open lanes for Dak Prescott and contribute in the passing game has been instrumental, and his near fumble aside, his overall performance has been steady. Brevin Spanford has also been impressive, particularly in run blocking. He provides size, physicality, and technique that help anchor the line in short yardage situations. While not as flashy as some of the league's top tight ends, Spanford's consistency and reliability make him a key piece of the Cowboys' offensive puzzle. Their contributions, combined with the offensive line stepping up, will be pivotal in facing a defensive front like the Chiefs, who are always looking to create pressure and disrupt timing. Meanwhile, the defensive backs have shown a mixture of resilience and vulnerability. Don Bland has improved significantly, allowing fewer yards per coverage snap and contributing to pass breakups. Savoni Rebel has had limited action but continues to perform decently despite a long absence from football. The secondary faces challenges against elite wide receivers like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, and the matchups will require precision in coverage, awareness of spacing, and sound tackling. How the Cowboys' secondary adjusts to opposing playmakers will determine whether the defense can maintain control against explosive passing attacks. Overall, the Cowboys are facing a series of challenges with injuries, inconsistent play, and the need for mental discipline. Key matchups on both sides of the ball will hinge on player health, coaching decisions, and the ability of backups to step up when called upon. This week, the focus is on maintaining pressure on the Chiefs' offensive line, limiting explosive plays from their skilled players, and executing clean, mistake-free football from the offensive line to tight ends. From linebackers to special teams, every position group has moments to shine and areas to improve. As we look ahead to the matchup, anticipation is building, and every decision on the field will be magnified. From snap counts to in-game adjustments, as we continue breaking down the Cowboys' week ahead, it's impossible not to focus on the quarterback play, which remains the engine of this offense. Dak Prescott has shown flashes of brilliance and consistency this season, but his success is always closely tied to the protection he receives up front and the ability of his receivers to make plays after the catch. With Tyler Gayton out, the offensive line will need to adjust quickly, and the chemistry between Prescott and his line will be tested under the spotlight against a Chiefs defense that thrives on disrupting timing and exploiting gaps. Nathan Thomas stepping in at left tackle is a critical piece of that puzzle. While he may not have the experience of a seasoned starter, his performance in limited snaps has demonstrated poise and a willingness to compete. The offensive game plan will likely emphasize quick reads, smart handoffs, and calculated pass protection schemes to shield Prescott from pressure and maintain the rhythm that has allowed him to be effective this season. Every play will matter, especially when facing an opponent with the kind of speed and talent the Chiefs bring on the defensive front. The running game also deserves attention. While not always the headline, controlling the ground attack is essential for managing the clock, keeping the defense honest, and setting up play-action opportunities for Prescott. When the Cowboys' backs are able to find lanes and gain consistent yardage, it opens the field for receivers like CeeDee Lamb, whose explosive potential is a game-changer when defenders are forced to respect multiple threats. Turpin's inconsistent play has limited the offense's flexibility, so having Fennoy or other capable receivers step up in rotations could help stabilize passing options. Meanwhile, the offensive line's ability to create push at the point of attack, particularly against Chiefs' interior linemen and blitzing linebackers, will be the difference between short, manageable gains and third and long situations that put the offense under pressure. Defensively, the linebacking corps remains a focus area. Kenneth Murray, Logan Wilson, and Demarion Overshawn will need to communicate flawlessly to handle motion, pick up blitzes, and react to screen passes and draws. Each player brings a different skill set, and the coaching staff must optimize rotations to capitalize on their strengths. Murray has been capable of making splash plays, but struggles with consistency in open space. Wilson's tackling and run defense have been more reliable, suggesting he could see more snaps moving forward. Overshawn has shown promise in coverage, but is still finding his rhythm at the professional level. Balancing these three, along with occasional rotations from Maurice Lifu and Shamar James, is critical to preventing big gains and limiting explosive plays that could swing momentum in an instant. Every alignment, every adjustment at the line of scrimmage, and every call and coverage must be executed precisely to keep the Chiefs' offense from exploiting mismatches and creating separation for their receivers. Meanwhile, the defensive backs face the challenge of containing elite receivers. Don Bland and Savoni Rebel, while improving, must maintain discipline in coverage, avoid overcommitting, and communicate effectively to handle double moves, seam routes, and crossing patterns. With A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith on the field, there is no room for mental lapses or blown assignments. Every yard allowed could set up scoring opportunities, and the Cowboys' secondary must stay tight, stay aggressive, and trust the defensive line to generate pressure. The blend of veteran savvy and young athleticism in the secondary will be tested like never before, and the outcome of key matchups in the secondary could dictate the pace and tone of the game. Special teams play is another critical element to consider. While often overlooked, Successful field position management can be the difference between winning and losing in tight contests. Kickoff coverage, punt returns, and field goal execution will need to be near flawless, especially with a short week that limits practice time. Shamar James and other core special teamers will have to remain focused, disciplined, and aggressive without overstepping and committing penalties. Even minor mistakes in the kicking game could be costly against an opponent with the speed and precision of the Chiefs. Discipline, preparation, and attention to detail are the keys to ensuring that special teams contribute positively to field position and overall momentum. Turning back to the offense, the tight end group continues to be a stabilizing force. Jake Ferguson's blocking, both in run and pass situations, has been crucial, and his ability to stay engaged in protection schemes while also creating receiving opportunities is invaluable. Brevin Spanford adds a level of physicality and consistency that complements Ferguson's skill set, particularly in short yardage and goal line situations. Together, they help mitigate the absence of more experienced offensive linemen and contribute to maintaining balance in the offense. This balance will be tested against the Chiefs, whose front seven is capable of collapsing pockets and forcing quick decisions. The interplay between tight ends, backs, and the line will determine how well the Cowboys can sustain drives and keep the pressure on Kansas City's defense. The coaching staff faces a unique challenge with this short week. Adjustments must be made quickly, and players need to absorb and execute new schemes with minimal practice. Communication on the field will be critical, particularly with substitutions and rotations in both the offensive and defensive units. Mistakes in assignments, misreads in coverage, or blown blocking responsibilities could be magnified under the speed and intensity of a live game. Every player must be prepared to step up, maintain focus, and execute their role to the best of their ability. The Cowboys' ability to adapt on the fly, maintain composure under pressure, and execute in critical moments will determine whether they can come away with a win in a challenging matchup. Penalties continue to be a concern. Recent games have shown that flags for holding, illegal formations, or personal fouls can disrupt momentum and extend opposing drives. Players like Tyler Gayton, Tyler Booker, and Cavani Turpin have all been flagged in key moments, highlighting the need for disciplined play, reducing mental errors, staying within the rules, and maintaining focus on execution are essential for sustaining drives, preventing third and long situations, and ultimately controlling the game. Every penalty avoided is an opportunity to maintain rhythm, control field position, and keep the defense honest. Before we roll on, subscribe to Cowboys Wire News, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Your support keeps the Dallas Cowboys updates coming. Tell us what you think in the comments. NFL fans are buzzing after a bombshell report shook the rumor mill. Sources close to ESPN suggest that veteran defensive powerhouse Klay Campbell is set to join the Dallas Cowboys. While the deal has yet to be officially confirmed by the team, whispers have been spreading across social media and sports networks, sparking debates about what this could mean for the Cowboys' defensive front. Campbell, known for his relentless pass rushing ability and leadership on and off the field, has long been one of the most respected defensive ends in the league, at a time when the Cowboys have been seeking to bolster their defensive line. The potential addition of a seasoned star like Campbell has fans imagining a nightmare scenario for opposing quarterbacks. The veteran presence he brings could transform Dallas locker room culture. Teammates and coaches reportedly admire his work ethic and professionalism, and insiders hint that his arrival might energize a unit that has struggled to consistently pressure the quarterback. While the Cowboys have made moves in free agency before, landing a player of Campbell's caliber would send a strong signal that the team is serious about contending and reshaping their defensive identity. Analysts are already speculating how the Cowboys might deploy him, whether lining him up on the edge, rotating him across the front, or using his versatility to stifle both the run and the pass. Social media erupted almost immediately after the ESPN confirmation hit, with fans tweeting reactions ranging from sheer excitement to cautious optimism. Some believe Campbell could be the missing piece for a defense that has flirted with dominance but never quite found the finishing touch. Others wonder about his age and mileage, questioning whether he can maintain peak performance while anchoring a defensive line filled with younger talent. Still, the consensus seems to be that his leadership alone, his presence on the sidelines and in the locker room, could be as valuable as his on-field contributions. While official announcements remain pending, The buzz around Campbell joining Dallas is impossible to ignore. Sports bars, forums, and group chats are alive with debate. Could the Cowboys' front seven suddenly become one of the most feared in the NFL? Will Campbell mentor emerging stars and elevate the team's defensive profile overnight? One thing is certain: if this rumor proves true, the Cowboys may have just pulled off a move that changes the conversation about their championship aspiration, leaving fans and pundits alike waiting with bated breath for the next twist in this developing story. That's a wrap from Cowboys Wire News. For breaking Cowboys updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Tell us your take in the comments.